What's up? What's up? Another day leveled up. It's your boy, Salem, back with another one for you. Today I'm going to be doing things a little different. I don't even know what I want to call this vid. I'll figure it out at the very end, but I just feel an overwhelming sense of a need for an expression on how I feel and see the world and view myself and others around me. Tonight I decided to go out and have a drink with one of my great friends, one of my best friends these days. He never really goes out, and I just had plans to go home. But the fact that he was wanting to go out, I like to jump on the opportunity to hang out with my friend when he's leaving the house. But tonight I just feel like just out of place, overall out of place feeling. Wherever I go out, I just super observe vibes and things around me, and I had a weird vibe going into the place that we were going tonight, and I actually ran into an old friend of mine along the way, and this dude told us not to go because this dude, apparently there was a fight broke out when he was there previous, and I was like, well, that's not the type of vibe I go to. If I do go out, I don't go towards those places. So I already had a weird vibe going in, and we get to this place, and I'm just observing, and it's funny because I almost see the chicks that I would swipe left on a dating app. I literally seen 3 of those chicks. And I have a pretty good memory, and yeah, it was just weird. I was like, so this is where those chicks hang out. And I'm just observing, and I'm just realizing people are so into their ego. Shit. People are so in their ego at this place that we are at, and I'm just not used to being around that type of energy. And if I do go out, it's not the vibe I like to entertain. And just weird. We were only there for about maybe an hour. About 30 minutes in, a fight breaks out upstairs, comes crashing down. The cops have to restrain this dude, and it's the energy of the place is just, I felt it before I even went in. And it makes me realize, I know this is just one place I was at, but I'm coming to realization is this how general society is? The girls, the guys, everybody's in their ego, and both girls and guys, when they were getting by you, they felt no, how would I say, they just disregarded you when they were walking through the club, I'd say. An overall sense of disregard, that they didn't care who you were, and it wasn't in a good way. It was get out of my way, I'm doing this. I actually happened to walk past a dude crossing the street, taking a Instagram video. The dude has the little flash on, recording his friend while he's walking across the street in the midst of 30 people, and cars are trying to come through. But this guy felt this sense of entitlement to film his friend walking across the street and saying, yo, we out here. It's just crazy, bro. And I don't know, the longer I retain, I see things a little different, because I haven't really been going out too much while I've been retaining, because it's just counterproductive. But I'm just seeing the world in a whole different light, and the women I come in contact with, and the more I continue this journey, it's I know this world's magical, and I know that there's things on its way to me because I'm becoming a person I haven't been before. Um, but I wouldn't lie. I wouldn't say there's sometimes I think about like, is is there actual chick that will see the world as I see it? Will I have to always, will I have to compromise at the end of the day what I truly believe in and how I see the world to actually like go about enjoying uh, a girl in my space? And I know there's people around me that do see the world like I do, but I wouldn't say there's um, anyone around me that sees the world exactly how I do. And I don't know if that will ever be a thing, honestly, because I mean, that's just, we're all individuals. But I find the people that I relate to or could see myself around and they see the world as I do are people I look up to, and other YouTubers and other people who have come to my channel and voiced their opinion on how they see life as well. But it's hard to find that in your immediate circle. But I'm going to make a point to believe that those people are on their way. I know it is. They'll just go against everything I do, speak about, and vibrations. I know I'm tuning my frequency, so the world has a delayed reaction because that's just the cause and effect. But I just think it's crazy just going out into society and observing. I encourage you guys to do the same. Like, if you could even go out and not drink, if one or two drinks really throws you off your ability to observe, I wouldn't suggest you drink. But I feel pretty well along and mentally strong and stable, and I know my limits. That when I do go out and any type of environment I'm in, I'm always one of the most coherent at the end of the day. I'm never that guy that's too drunk at a party or something like that and needs assistance, unless that was like my younger times when alcohol was fresh to me. But anything I go about life, I go about it in a way of mastering it, like self-mastering whatever I want to do, so I'm not led astray. But this world's crazy. It's amazing, but it's at the same time crazy. It's a paradox. But I don't know. It's crazy. Let me know in the comments if you guys would rather have more videos of me just voicing my true opinion and spiritual opinion on things. That sounds even weird to say, but my just true opinion on things, rather than kind of sometimes jotting things down to write or to speak about. I mean, I feel like the videos that I get the most response from are the videos that I just kind of just freestyle at the end of the day. I don't like to be too scripted in what I do, but I felt that was something I wanted to, I wasn't even scripted. It would just be bullet points, but I feel like those would just even throw me off. It would sometimes not make it as natural. So give me your 2 cents on that. If you feel like a video like this is more resonates with you guys, and if you guys want me just to talk about my day-to-days and what I experience and how you could benefit from doing this or that, and just speaking of life from a different perspective. If you guys valued that more, or would you rather come and to the channel and have questions and things? I'm open to either. I'm just here to help. But it was just something I've thought about, that it's crossed my mind if it's more beneficial to you guys just to have videos like this, more kind of like Q&As. Sorry about it. Q&As, rather than just me filling the what I feel you guys need without you guys letting me know and voice that to me. So I'd rather do the best for everybody. But yeah, I just felt the need to express my feelings at the moment and how I'm viewing life. That's crazy. But I feel more of a sense of, how would I say, a purpose lately. And I'm being shown from everybody who's been subscribing and commenting and showing love and telling me that they enjoy hearing me speak. So it's definitely how would I say, not just motivation, but a affirmation that I am doing what I feel compelled to do. Like, if I feel compelled to do these videos, why not? If I'm helping people while doing it, that's all I could ask for. I feel that around my immediate circle that people come to me for advice and things. So at the start of this channel, that's pretty much my purpose. That's how I started, and that's how it will continue, is just to help people around me and treat you guys just like my immediate friend circle, my player ones. But yeah, I just want to be just more expressive rather than a teacher. I want to be someone you guys could come to and get your questions answered. But I'm going through life the same as you guys, and I don't feel better than anybody. Everybody that follows me could be doing the same thing, but I do realize that people placed on this earth are gifted with certain perspectives and abilities that even I myself don't have the ability, being like the best basketball musician, but I know if I tried my hand, I could get great at them. But the thing that makes people great is a genius will become a genius at what they love because they have a desire and a curiosity for it. They love it. Even when no one's watching, they just always feel drawn to it. So they feel it's in their best interest to learn more about what they do find interest in. And that's what anybody does about, if they continue on that path, that's what anybody does and becomes a great genius at. One of my favorite musicians, his name's FKJ, and this dude wasn't the best when he started or even liked music. There came a time where he felt such a deep love for it that he wanted to learn how to do what it is he loved. And you study it so much and you love it that you then become a master of it. But it's almost like your place on this earth with that love for your passions and things like that. But it's up to you to craft them and mold yourself into the master of it. But we all have a more natural things that we're able to do and have an ear for or a knack for. I feel mine is speaking and inspiring others. Some people's are helping people in other ways and raising their vibe through music and sports if they're great at that. Excelling the overall technology on this planet, and just uplifting the overall consciousness of the people around us. I feel that's important, and I feel that's one of my duties on this earth is just to teach people how I see life, and I feel with me giving them a different perspective, it will allow them to go through this life a lot more easier and get what it is that they want and not struggle so much. It's weird for me to think that everyone does see the world as I see it and no one sees the world as you see it, but I think we sometimes, just as human beings, I would say, discount our natural abilities and what we feel is just natural to us. Everybody's not a natural at something, or everybody's not natural to everything. Everybody's only a natural to certain thing. So what it is you're natural to, that is your God-given talent, your God-given ability, and that we should try to cultivate. And I think it's important to be aware of what you are given on this earth, so you could go about cultivating it and become better at it, what it is you love. But that's all I'm here to do for everybody, and cultivate, refine my skill at what it is I love to do as well, and be the best at being able to connect with you guys and bring a different perspective to life, because it's just crazy, and I don't feel too special or, like I said, any different than anybody that watches me or I talk to, but I do realize that the way I see things is different, and it's a gift, and I just want to be able to help people see things how I see it, and I know God in the universe will take care of me by giving this knowledge and just speaking on things like that. But yeah, it's just like, you got to be aware out here. There's a lot of people aren't really, how would I say it, in control of their lives. It's like people are just drones out here. These phones are allowing them to be so distracted, and the media, with everything, it's in charge of your emotions. I hate to say it, but even with the Kobe thing lately, I feel really, really deeply saddened for that whole event. Him and the families that were affected in the helicopter crash. Not just Kobe, but everybody in that plane. It's not that it doesn't need to be spoken about, but realize that when you turn on the TV, your emotions are triggered, and it's not always good to keep your emotions at a certain low, sad, and almost fearful type of consciousness at all times. It's not going to attract the best energy to you, and misery loves company. So everybody is miserable regarding this, and some people, believe it or not, they're capitalizing on this energy. And you don't want to be just another person who doesn't have control of their emotions during these times. Like, I hear like 2020 is going to be a really, really big, it's really big turning point in consciousness on this earth. And if you're not ready, if you're not mentally strong already, or trying to cultivate your mind into being stronger, this is going to be one of the hardest years that you've ever experienced. Like I said, like we're already on the verge of World War III. We've got the scare tactic of the coronavirus. You have Kobe's death, and Trump almost being impeached. Nobody's getting a chance to breathe out here and catch their breath and really look in the mirror and ask themselves, what am I supposed to be doing on this earth? There's a lot of things going on around me, but you're put on this earth for a certain reason as well. And realize that the media, the whatever you want to call Illuminati, or the higher power who are in control of the media, it's in their best interest to keep you at a sad and fearful state. They don't want to give you too much time to figure out who you really are and what you're capable of on this earth. Like I said, we're all spiritual beings in human bodies. We're here having a human experience, but we're all spiritual beings. If you look at yourself, like, you are in control, like the Sims characters. You control what is going on and what you see and what you feed your mind and your body day to day. But you have to be on guard. You got to be at the doorway of your mental state these days, because this world is literally out to sweep you up into a daze. Like being out tonight, I feel like everybody was in some daze to try to impress each other. And I sometimes always come back to this phrase that all we're ever trying to do is look better in each other's eyes. That's all we're ever trying to do. And we're in this circle of trying to impress others around us by being too religious, being too great at this and that, and trying to be on Instagram or whatever it is. You're allowing your ego to be fed, and you're using everybody as validation, as if you're good or not. And it's not eternal love. You have to allow yourself to love yourself from within and realize, as within, so without. It's as above, so below. And the world will mirror what it is that you are feeling. But everybody, as time goes on, we're getting so far away from our true intentions and our true being on this earth, that it's a crazy state. It's literally one of the craziest times we've ever lived in. Like, for people that my age, who've grown up in the 90s, we know life before cell phones. We know life before internet. We know life with it, and we know life as it is now. But there's people like our grandparents who have never really tried their hand at cell phones because it's not what they did. They're in their 60s or 70s, so they just chuck it up to the next generation. Then there's the generation who knows nothing but technology and internet and cell phones, iPods, everything on demand and instant gratification, that they don't know that life, they don't know the general life principles and the ability to take things as they are, even in the technological age. That's a big skill that I feel like our grandparents had. It was just like, it is what it is. That phrase, it is what it is, was so simple, but that means a lot. because they were going to do what it is, whatever they had to do at that present moment, and take it as it is, as this is what they asked for. There's nothing, it is what it is. They have no other choice but to buck up and do what they got to do today. And it's funny that sometimes the simplest phrases and things speak the most truth. But yeah, I mean, just be super aware out here, and don't feel the need to try to fit in to these crowds and what a lot of these people are doing and going to clubs and things like that, especially if it doesn't resonate with you while you're out there, because nobody's forcing you to be out there, and it's not what you need to be doing. You go home and help other people and cultivate yourself to be the best you could be. Like, there's a lot to this life. I'm still I'm dumbfounded on how small people play, and how small even myself I've been playing for the longest. And nobody's in your way but yourself. We're our own biggest enemy, or we could be our hero and save ourselves from ourselves and our own demise. And realize the media doesn't have power over us. They only have control of what we do by us tuning in. They have to give us things to want to tune into. They have to pique our interest every day. They don't sleep. If those people are out there who have your worst interests at hand, not sleeping to make sure they get what it is they want and their agenda across, why do you feel that the people with your good intentions should be sleeping and doing what it is that they need to do to keep you and the world on the right path? It's just it's a never-ending game, the yin and yang. But I mean, it is what it is.